Coming up.
2 of the dads live in Delaware also. 2 of them do not. So there's 4 dads. I know, that's crazy. I get a lot of hate for it, but I mean, I started when I was in high school.
Yeah, you've been practicing. You're locked in.
The storylines typically in my experience are true, but maybe how it happened isn't necessarily how it went down. I don't know if it's like a chemical thing in your brain after you give birth and you're not on medication, you see so much clearer. And so all the chemicals and things in your brain, like in my opinion, I had a great experience. Yeah, I get that.
Meet Harry Jowsey, reality TV heartthrob. He's been loved, ghosted, cancelled, and kissed. He spilled his guts.
I did what?
In a world of ghosting and dodging red flags, Harry's filling his boyfriend's toolbox one lesson at a time. It's Harry Jowsey, boyfriend material.
Let's do a collab trip to New Zealand. Very surface level here.
But that's nice. You're not getting anything. I don't want to get deep, fuck it.
True, I don't really want to talk to people.
Hello
yeah,
and
you're right.
Fuck off.
You're right.
Who cares?
Yeah,
it's because you don't see anyone because there's no one there.
You're just missing the sheep. Right?
Yeah, it's literally it's because I went to school there and it's nice, but it's just pretty to look at and that's it.
Yeah.
And you can't fishing is sick there. Well, I don't know.
He's like, I'm not even interested.
Yeah, because all my family's there. I'm like, I can't be fucked.
Yeah.
I got 4 sisters. They got 12 kids, and I have to see all of them. And then my mom gets angry. Yeah.
I have 7, so not far off.
Yeah, my mom gets angry because she's in Australia, and so then I have to go to Australia. It's
a lot.
It's like work when I go back.
I get it.
Last time I went, I was like, you guys can come to me. I got a nice house. And then they show up, and I'm like, get out of here.
You're like, actually, go stay in a hotel.
Yeah, I was like, this was fun until you guys came. Yeah, and then I have a brother too, and he's an asshole.
You're one of 6, 7?
6, yeah.
6. Did you like having a big family?
Well, my dad was a serial husband, so he was throwing his sausage around before he met my mum.
Got it.
So he had 4 daughters first, all home births too.
I had a home birth.
You did it?
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, guys, this is scary.
Yeah, and Mother's Day is coming up, so
I know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Wait, how was a home birth? Was that?
Did
you have any of the? Is it?
I had one with an epidural.
Okay, and that was great.
Because I have 7 kids. I don't know if you know that.
I did.
So I've had every single birth you could imagine.
Wait, are we rolling?
Okay.
Can I?
No, ask me whatever. I'm an open book.
Okay.
But can I cuss on this? Okay.
What?
Okay.
What? You guys are so polite.
Okay, thank God.
Do you know? I'm a piece of shit.
Same. So much same. We're aligned.
What?
We are aligned.
Can I film? What are we? The guys, come on. I get it. I've had my bubble out on Netflix. We're good. Wait, okay, so you've 7 kids. Every different birth. How does it? Okay, tell me about the home birth. Well,
okay.
What was the first one? Was the home birth the
first
decision?
my first one was when I was in high school. I had in a very religious hospital, which was horrendous. And then I had fentanyl with my second one. And then I had...
Whoa.
Yeah, big changes there. And then my third, I had no meds at all. And then my fourth was home birth, no meds at all. My fifth was... Did I have an epidural for my fifth? I can't remember. And then I had twins last, and that was a C-section.
And what was the favorite?
None. No, I'm just kidding. The home birth was my favorite. The home birth and the unmedicated. Yes, you just feel like... I don't know if it's like a chemical thing in your brain after you give birth and you're not on medication, you see so much clearer. And so all the chemicals and things in your brain, in my opinion, I had a great experience. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Whoa, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But there's it,
And you can get up and walk right away. But with an epidural or meds, you can't. So,
really?
Yeah, they don't let you because you can't feel your legs.
Well, you just had the baby and you're like,
and you have to stay in bed. And then when you have no meds, you can get up and go to the
bathroom.
Yeah.
Let's go to the beach.
Yeah, imagine.
How good is this?
Where's the beach?
Yeah. Wait, did you do it in the bath?
No,
it's a water bath.
You can, but I chose to just do it in my bed where I was comfortable.
Yeah, some people even do it in the ocean too.
Oh, I actually was playing with that idea because I heard there was you could go to the Red Sea in the Middle East and do it with dolphins. I saw that.
It's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
To fly there and then...
But also, maybe germs, too. We don't know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's probably
crazy.
not as...
I don't know.
As amazing as it should. Okay, I got to give you an intro.
Okay. I'm down for that.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We're already... This is exciting. Okay, what's going on, my loves, this week? Our guest rose to fame on MTV's 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom 2. She's a New York Times best-selling author, podcaster, mum of 7. Today we're breaking down her career in front of the camera, her life now, and so much more. It's Kailyn Lowry. How are you doing? How you feeling?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Okay, also, you've written how many books?
4.
And you've had 7 kids?
Yes.
How many hours in the day do you have?
Oh, not enough, honestly. I need more hours in the day.
Because I can barely write a text without my dog annoying me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. Like, I can write the books, but I'm not responding to texts.
No,
So,
I'm like 7 kids. They always want your attention, right?
Yeah, I just got off FaceTime with them, with the 3 little ones. You just do your best. That's all we can do.
Yeah, but how do you structure your day to be able to get all this done?
I always, I truly have the best of both worlds because I have so much flexibility in my work to be able to schedule it around my kids. Because with 7 kids, someone always has an appointment.
Yeah.
The school is always calling. Somebody's hurt. Someone, you know what I mean? So, thankfully, I have the podcast to be able to structure my days around them.
Yeah, how many podcasts is
I
there?
have 3 shows of
Yeah,
my own.
And what's going on? How are you doing this?
I don't know. I don't sleep and I cry a lot.
Is that the trick?
Yeah.
I cry a lot, but I sleep a lot.
That takes a lot to say that on, in public. You know what I mean? Men don't really.
You gotta Google me.
I'd be crying.
I'm a mess.
Same.
Yeah, I'm a
Same.
train wreck.
That's okay.
Wait, so how was I think we had Farrah Abraham on the podcast.
Did you really?
And
I've watched some of your podcasts.
And that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I just had her on mine too.
Yeah, I didn't know how to handle that, to be honest. I've never had a podcast where you ask me a question, she looks down the camera the whole time, and I'm like, I didn't know if I was in the room.
You were she was interviewing herself, obviously.
It was so fascinating.
Yeah. Did she have Sophia with her? I can't remember. I didn't see that. Okay,
no,
she brought Sophia to the one that she did with me.
Yeah, how was that? Is that out yet?
Yeah, it came out already. So, and Sophia was great. That was the first time I had ever met her. But Farrah, we were on the same franchise.
Yeah.
And so the only real memory I had of her was we did Anderson Cooper together, I don't know, 2011, 2012. And she was snapping at people, on delay. And I was like, you can't do that. You can't do that to people.
Oh, she just goes to the beat of her own drum. It was so interesting. I saw comments, people like, this is the worst interview ever. I was like, I don't know what to do.
You're like, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, I was like, I have questions I'm trying to ask, but we're just doing whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
It was great. Wait, so when you were filming, you raising a kid and you completed your 4-year degree?
Yeah, I got my undergrad.
How are you so productive?
You know what? It's out of pure desperation and survival because I grew up I had a tumultuous childhood. Okay. So I think that I just figure it out. I am very good at adapting to whatever I need to adapt to. So that's kind of where I'm like, okay, what's next? Like just last week, I'm like, okay, what happens when podcasting is done? Like, what do I have to do next? So I'm already planning my next 5 years just in case.
But does that make you, because whenever I've had a crazy, good run. So I've just finished filming and then I come back and I'm sitting still for a second. Does that not make you depressed when you when things slow down for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you deal with that?
I panic because I'm like, okay, but is that it then? Like, what do I do now? I'm about to go on tour and I'm like, I have to tour because if I don't tour, I can't stay relevant. If I can't stay relevant, I got to do these podcasts, So it's like always what is next?
Girl, you're falling off if you're here.
No, I feel like this is a good thing. It's a good sign if I'm here.
Wait, tell me about the live tour.
Yeah, so we're doing 21 cities, 3 countries. So I'm really, really excited for that.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, so if you want to come out, you should come out. We're going to be in Anaheim.
So one of the 20 cities is crazy.
Come on.
3 countries?
Yeah, we're doing London, Canada. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Okay, what are you going to do with the live show?
We're going to be Unhinged as usual. So
okay, cool.
one of my co-hosts from Karma and Chaos, both of our dads are dead. So we are...
Same.
Your dad's dead?
Yeah, he left the chat.
So the tour he left the chat.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
Yeah, I didn't know mine. So it was you know what I mean? Like if you say sorry for your loss, it's like it wasn't really a loss, but it's sad,
I got mine here. I turned him into a diamond.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Kris Jenner wanted to do that. That's amazing. You actually did it?
Yeah, Chris did.
Was it super expensive?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. So I should start saving now?
It was pretty crazy, but then I was like, I haven't said this story. It's pretty bad, and I probably shouldn't. But I got one made for each of my dad's kids because he had 6. But then I realized I don't really like all of them. So
Did they know that? They do now.
Yeah, they do now. Because like one of them was like posting about me on Facebook. The other was a sausage. And then the other one wasn't there when he passed.
She's a sausage?
Yeah, it was just like, whatever. It was just annoying me. So then I was like, you know what? You guys wouldn't do this for me. So then I gave it to two of my sisters who I love the most ever. Yeah. And then their kids.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, well, it's kind of sad.
I mean,
out there now.
That's kind of amazing, though.
Yeah, you got a little love heart. I made them into little love hearts.
Okay, I see. I asked my kids if they would like eat my ashes.
Wait, what's up? What did you just say?
I asked if they would eat them.
Eat your ashes?
Yeah, so they could always have me with them.
I don't know if that would taste good.
No, they said no. So I'm gonna suggest the diamonds.
I think that would be my ladder too. Is, hey, would you want to eat me?
Right.
No? Okay, let's turn me into a diamond.
Perfect.
So
people are gonna think I'm nuts. They're gonna be like, "Do not bring her back."
No, they're gonna be like, Harry, you've met your match. Wait, would you put like salt in the ashes? Like, how did that come about?
Like sprinkle it on some, because I have this thing where like I don't want to live past 60, 65. Like I'm scared of getting old. So I'm like,
grim.
It is, but it's like, you know what? When you talk about it for so long, it's like, you know what? It's fine. And I want them to like benefit from the money they'll get when I die while they're still young. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm like, okay, well just sprinkle some ashes over your scrambled eggs and call it a day, because then I'll be a part of you forever. And they all said no.
I'm pretty sure they have your like genes too. So like technically you're
it's
always
not
being
enough.
Okay.
It's not enough.
I think we got to unpack that at some point later
for sure.
on.
I'm in therapy, so we'll see.
Wait, why do you not want to live past 60?
My worst fear is getting old. It's not dying. It's getting old. I don't want to look. I just got a facelift and a neck lift, so like I don't want to be old. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely a mental illness for sure.
No, I get it.
Nobody's hiring me after this podcast.
No, well, we employ ourselves anyway, so you're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Have you always had that fear?
Yeah, my whole life, for sure.
Are you religious or anything at all?
No.
Okay.
So it's like once you're dead, you're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my dad's mentality. But I've been trying to find God.
Well, he's a diamond now.
Well, yeah. And then I was doing this show in Italy, and everyone's like, you worried it's going to fall off? I'm like, well, if that's where he wants to get off the train, then he's chilling. And then
That's
I'm like,
amazing. You're like, I'll just rob one of my nieces or nephews.
Yeah,
for
I was like,
diamond.
I've got 6 more at
It's
home.
fine.
I'm good. But then I was like, that poor person that is like uncovers this huge diamond in like 50 years' time and goes, oh my God, finally we're going to be rich. And it's my dad.
It's
it's like, haha.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's like this lab-grown guy.
For sure. Well, the tour is called Fatherless Behavior. You'd fit right in.
Yeah, would I?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How are you structuring the show? Is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Me
We'll
neither.
spin a wheel and hope for the best.
That's honestly so fun.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody is hiring me after this.
No, like yeah. What are they gonna expect when they get there? Who knows?
Come and find out.
That's good. Are tickets on sale now?
Yeah, they're on sale. KailLowry.com.
There we go. Wait, okay. When you filmed Teen Mom so long ago, over a decade ago, what point did you realize Kailyn from Teen Mom was becoming a career? Was there a moment? Yeah.
No, I think I definitely developed like a more business mind as time went on. I was on the show for 13 years. So you have to learn how to pivot yourself or like launch yourself into other, avenues. So I think over time I was like, okay, what can I do with this in case it ends? What can I do next? So that's when we started my first podcast in 2017.
You did?
Yeah.
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah, it was like in its infancy. So we were really, really doing well. It's always been a top 1% show. So it's been really cool.
Really? Good for you. Is there any other reality TV shows that you want to do? Have you pitched your own?
I would love to. Well, so I've been under contract a couple times for my own show. I always wanted to do. I mean, I'm neighbors with my baby dad, and I have 7 kids, and I have, it's chaos. So I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's do a show. And so I've been under contract, but you know how it goes with TV and like Netflix, Hulu, they have their shows booked out for 3 years. And so, I get it.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But I would love to do a show. I would love to be on another show. I would love to do my own. I just, it hasn't come to fruition yet, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Have you ever read a crazy headline about yourself?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the weirdest one?
The weirdest one, let me think. Oh, that dog, the bounty hunter, is my dad, my biological father.
Hey, that would actually be a cool one.
I'm like, can he adopt me? Because I don't have parents.
That would be a cool dad to have.
Yeah, it would be a cool dad because I want to do nothing. I would love to start a podcast where I go into prisons and interview inmates, and I feel like he would be a good stepping stone.
You
to
have
that.
enough podcasts.
I know,
You're
but
doing,
like
you're doing.
fine.
You don't need to go into prison and interview people.
But like I
you're
have
good.
to have enough podcasts, so if my kids want to take over them one day, then I have 7 for each of them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow,
That would be like one every day of the week.
You're so fair.
Call me, Alex. I'm just kidding.
Do you really want to do that many? No, you don't.
Probably not. I would produce that many, but I would not be on that many.
Have a vacation. Fuck's sake.
I could not tell you the last time I went on vacation.
Yeah, how do you structure that with kids?
I either bring them or I don't.
It's an expensive trip.
Yeah, well, I just got a quote for London, for our London show. I was like, I'm going to bring the kids, and it came back at like $50,000. So I was like, okay, cool. They're probably not coming to London.
Yeah, they don't need to come.
Like, fuck them kids.
Yeah, they don't care about London.
I'm like, well, we got to figure it out.
This
so
is
yeah,
Mom's trip.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
One of my friends who just had a kid is like super afraid of the world seeing the baby's face. Like,
Okay.
Have you ever had that, or have you always just been like, who cares?
No, there was a time when I left Teen Mom that I left in 2022. So
Yeah.
I really didn't want them to see like my 5th son on
Okay.
TV. I kind of wanted to post him on my own time if I chose to do that.
Cool.
And so I think the older we get and the more you know, you hopefully do better. And I think that my kids that were on Teen Mom with me didn't really get the option to choose whether they were, publicized or not publicized. And so now I kind of have pulled back a little bit from putting my kids on socials until they give me permission. So like now I'll ask them before I post. Obviously my toddlers are a little different, but my older kids, I ask them before I post their stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was there any of them that said anything about it, or they were just like, "Mom, pop off"? Like,
No,
who
yeah,
cares?
they've been really cool about it. 2 of them want to go into the entertainment industry, so they want to do like acting, comedy, all of that. And
They're so good.
I'm like, you have the connections to do it, so I'm going to support them. But yeah, I want to give them at least autonomy to decide for themselves, for sure.
Was there a breaking point in 2022 that made you or you're just like this? I've done enough of this show.
I think it was a combination of things. Like part of it was I had outgrown the show and I was making more money podcasting than I was on reality TV. So I was like, okay, there's a break there. But then I had also unexpectedly got pregnant again. And I was like, my partner at the time didn't sign up for TV and I kind of didn't want him to have to deal with that either. So I was like, let's just be done. And I feel like I could be more authentically myself on the podcast without it being edited down in a way that didn't necessarily happen that way.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's difficult with TV. Like,
Yeah.
We just had this guy TJ on, who was on Love Island.
Okay.
And he was on Beyond the Villa, and like him and his girl, he was just saying like they're kind of getting a lot of hate right now because they edit, but it's one of, especially if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
It's the most frustrating thing
Yeah.
ever. It's like, well, that's not what happened, and then
Yeah.
you want to get angry at production, but then you don't want to lose your job for the future.
Right. No, I get that.
It's wild.
Yeah.
When did you start writing books? Like, when did that? So you did the podcast 2017.
Yep.
And then were you just like, hey,
I wrote books before that.
you were writing?
I was writing, my first book was published in 2014. So it was like Teen Mom, 2010, and then 16 and Pregnant was 2010, and then I was asked to be on Teen Mom from there. I started publishing my books in 2014.
Whoa.
And then I did the podcast 2017. I'm telling you, like, I am so scared of being poor and broke again that I'm like, I never want to put myself back in that position.
I'm like exhausted for you. I'm like what's good? Well, 7 kids got to be expensive.
Oh yeah, it's really expensive.
Yeah, like,
So expensive.
Like, what?
So that part of it, I'm like, okay. And then my oldest is driving now, so I bought him a car, and I'm like, that's expensive.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it's been a journey.
Can you explain the dynamic? Like, so are they all in? Can I say where you live?
Yeah.
Are they all in Delaware with
Yeah.
you? Or are they?
They're all in Delaware. 2 of the dads live in Delaware also. 2 of them do not. So there's
Okay.
4 dads. I know that's crazy. But
So you're
I
having
was waiting
fun.
for your reaction. So I was like,
No. What? No, who cares? You're
Yeah,
having fun,
I mean,
living life.
I get a lot of hate for it, but I mean, I started when I was in high school. So it's like,
Yeah, you've been practicing. You're locked in.
I was unsupervised for a long time.
Yeah, that's okay.
So yeah, I'm in Delaware. 2 of the dads are in Delaware. 2 of them are not. And so I have 3 of them 90% of the time. And then the 4 of them I have 50% of the time. So it's a 50-50 split with the other 4.
Okay, how does that work? How do you
Is
do
it
the
4?
numbers on that? I don't.
Sorry. No, I did the math
Do you get
wrong.
it mixed up and accidentally send the wrong kid to the wrong dad?
Never. Could you imagine?
Yeah,
No,
I would do that. Like, just get out.
Sorry, I misspoke. 4 of them I have 50% and 3 of them I have 90%, but they're on the same schedule. So like if one goes to their dad's, they're all with their dads. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So like whenever everybody was in Delaware, it was always 50-50 with 5 of them. And so now it's just when one goes to their dads, they all go to their dads. When they're all with me, they're all with me.
Oh, so you're going to have like an empty house.
That's so my tour, I scheduled it so that it's like I'm only touring when my kids are with their dads. So I don't have to leave them.
You might be the smartest person alive.
Well, it's just so much easier to schedule that way because I'm like, I don't want them to harass me about, oh, you're not with your kids and, you only have them 50% of the time. But the other part is like, I want them all to be together at my house with, you know what I mean? Like I want siblings to grow up together.
How big is your fucking house?
It's only 5,000 square feet.
That sounds massive. Is that
How
huge?
big is your house?
Not that big.
Yeah.
Maybe 2,000?
No.
How many beds is it? I don't
6
know.
bedroom, 6 bath.
Where's the other? Is there a missing kid?
No, I have the twins in the same room.
Oh, I was going to say, that poor kid is just outside.
He's outside.
Under a tree?
Yeah, you know what?
Like-
I put the boy twin outside. I
Yeah,
was like,
he's fine.
no, I'm just kidding.
Wait, how's twins? Is that fun?
Oh, I know this is controversial, but everyone that I love, I wish twins on them because I love having twins so much. And I know that's a hot take because most people are like, I could never do twins, but I'm like, no, it's so cool to watch. Like it is truly the coolest thing of motherhood.
Wait, why? What's the...
Just the bond that they have and how like they know what the other wants without saying anything, and just watching their relationship. Wow. Yes, you can have that with siblings as well, but there's just something about twins. There's just something.
Interesting. Are they identical?
No, they're fraternal.
Okay.
But still.
No.
It's still cool.
There's nothing wrong with it. They're still twins. Like, wait, that's so fun.
Yeah.
I always want to have a twin because it'd be so cool to just always...
Switch places?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That would be
switch
sick.
girlfriends?
Oh, or that.
No,
I don't know
actually,
about that. That'd be weird.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. I don't know why I said that. Were you shocked when you found out you were going to have twins?
Oh, yeah. I didn't, because I wasn't even trying to get, I had a baby. I had an infant when I got pregnant with the twins. So I was like not expecting it. And I go to the doctor and they're like, you're going to die. And I go, what do you mean? Do I have cancer?
Oh my God.
That's what she said. She was like doing the scan and she was like, you're going to die. And I go,
why
what?
the fuck
Why would
the
she? I don't
doctors-
think she was thinking about it when she said it. Like
she's a girl.
Yeah. She's like, girl, you're going to die. And I'm like, what? And I see it on the screen and there's 2 babies in there and I have an infant at home. And I'm like, oh, because I think my son was maybe 2 months old, 3 months old.
Wow.
And I was having twins.
Is that, and you can tell me shut up, is that like scary for your body? Because
I don't fucking know.
I don't, well, sure, that's a good point.
It fucking hurt. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah.
I was like, I can't. And they were big. They were 5 and 6 pounds. So I'm like, I'm big. My body hurts. And then I was fine. No.
Wow. Yeah. Because I think one of my sisters was saying that because when she got pregnant again after a kid, she was like, oh, don't tell anyone. Like it's meant to be. I don't know the rules on it, but I was always curious about that with her.
Yeah, usually they say don't tell anyone until after 12 weeks because you
Oh,
will have
is
the
that what it was?
highest chance of miscarriage the first trimester.
God.
So that's probably why she told you not to tell
Oh,
anyone.
maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Instead of like her body, I was like, oh, maybe something's going on.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably just like making sure she doesn't like miscarry or
Are
something.
you gonna have any more?
No. I got my tubes cut out.
We got them cut out?
Yeah, I needed to see them.
Sorry?
Like,
What's going on?
because I just feel like there was more room for error if I left them intact.
Yeah, it sounds like you're...
So I was like, let's just see
someone
them.
could sneeze near you and we're good to go again.
Yeah, pretty much. So they cut them out, and so she showed them to me, and then sewed me up, and then
You were awake?
yeah,
I need
because they were already doing the C-section to get the twins out. So it's like, let's just cut them out while we're in there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you make that decision when the babies came out? Like,
I
guys,
already knew,
quick.
like before I had them, that I was going to be done. And then I regretted it. But like the idea of I love being a mom. And so like the idea of having another baby sounds great. But the reality of it is that it's too much.
Yeah, some people are really born to be parents.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know that I was, but we made the best of it.
Yeah,
you know?
well, no, I think you're doing pretty well.
I'm trying.
What's a typical morning look like in your house?
Mass chaos,
Okay,
honestly.
cool.
But
Yeah.
so I still have 3 kids sleeping in my room, so
They're still in your bed?
yeah,
Well, that must be fun.
it's fine.
So you're not sleeping properly. Like, what's going on?
They're only going to be little for so long, so I just soak it up.
You're probably gonna have another one.
No.
Like,
no.
what?
Don't
Once
wish
they
that
grow,
on me.
you're gonna be, guys, put the tubes back in.
Yeah, right.
I'm
You're like,
good to
let's
go.
do IVF.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You recently said you spent over $1 million on custody battles.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
To be fair,
Okay.
90% of that $1 million was on one dad. He just was filing. I mean, I think he filed over 100 things in like a 2-year
What?
span. Yeah, so like a
Is
lot
he
of
employed? Is he got a
Not
job?
that I know of. He doesn't pay child support.
So I was gonna say, like, that sounds like someone who's just bored.
No, he's
At
got to
home.
be bored. He's got to be bored. He's got to be bored.
And by the sounds of it, we don't like him.
We don't like him.
And he's not in Delaware.
No, he's not in Delaware. Thank God.
goodness. Yeah.
We're like, thank you, Rihanna.
Okay, so what was going on with that? So he's trying to get money out of you?
Not money.
How does that work?
He wants 50-50 custody, but you can't do 50-50 when you don't live in the state. And you can't really do 50-50 when you're not even up to date on child support. You're not up to date. Like, you've fucked up so much. Like, you just can't have 50-50 when that's how you're parenting.
Yeah.
If you're a good dad, you're a good dad.
Let's
I have
go for it. Yeah.
there's no harm in me giving you 50-50, but clearly I don't agree, and neither does the judge. The judge also doesn't agree. So we've been in court for a majority of our kids' lives.
Are you still in court with him?
Yeah. We just had a court hearing in February, and we'll probably have another one coming up in the next 6 months or so.
This guy needs to get a hobby.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be really great.
I feel like that'd be helpful.
Yeah. Maybe if he hears it from another guy, he'll actually do it.
I'm probably not the guy to hear it from. Like, but if hopefully it helps.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the biggest lesson that you've learned in that whole experience?
I will say that when you let your custody case go in front of a judge, nobody's going to be happy. So if you can try to come to an agreement that is best for the kids on your own with the co-parent, that is best case scenario. The judge can only do what they have information on, and so they're going to make the best decision based on what's presented in court, and sometimes that's not enough. So I'd say just try your best to put all of your personal feelings aside and come to an agreement on your own with no judge.
But it's impossible for some people, right?
Yeah.
Like, some people get very emotional and hold a vendetta.
For sure.
Were you worried when this went to court, like the public would find out, or you've just been open about it?
I've been pretty open about most of my life just
Yeah.
because that's how I started in this whole industry anyway. So I've been really open. Obviously, as my kids get older, it's a little bit harder because there's certain things I obviously don't want them to hear or know. But it's been challenging, but we make the best of it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a group chat?
There's always a group chat. I'm the queen of group chats.
I was going to say, like, with all the dads?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I don't.
We're on an
I was just
email-only
curious.
basis. Only email me.
I just said you're the queen of group chats.
Yeah, I thought you meant with other people. Like,
No,
I talk
I was
shit about him
I
in a
was
group
like,
chat.
that's a crazy pivot. Like, yeah, you got a group chat with your friends?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No, there's no group chat with the dads.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah, no, but one's about to fall off the roster because my son's 16. So when he turns 18, that baby daddy doesn't count anymore. We're just related to the same kid. You're basically my cousin. You know what I mean? I feel like that's girl math.
That's some sort of math.
Yeah. So
And
he's about to fall off, and then there's 3. And then 1 is technically my ex-husband, so it's like 2 baby dads and an ex-husband.
Yeah, so it's whatever.
Right.
It doesn't really count.
No.
So you technically just have 2 baby
I just
dads.
have 2.
Wow.
2.
Look at them all disappearing. This is so great.
They're all just disappearing in front of our faces.
So wait, when they turn 16, the kids are just free to do whatever they want?
18.
18. Oh,
Yeah,
18.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other dads have a good relationship with the kids at all?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay,
I would say
mostly.
like 3
Apart
out of
from
4.
That guy.
No, he has a relationship with his kids. I would say another dad is like not really involved with his kid, but
Yeah, how do you keep everyone amicable and happy, or you don't?
I'm there for the kids. I'm not there
Okay.
for the dads. So I fight for whatever's best for whatever I think is best for the kids, and that's where I leave it. Like whatever their dads feel about me is whatever. However I feel about them is whatever.
What's the most expensive thing per year that you think you spend like on the kids? Like, for having 7 kids, I'm just trying to think. I'm like, is it Rice Krispies? Is it like
it's fruit snacks? No, I'm just kidding.
Because, like, is there one thing we like, fuck these kids, they just keep,
Yeah.
they want this and it gets so expensive? Is
I'm going to say like outside of like sports.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be
The sports
ridiculous.
is crazy, but I spend I'm like in Dick's Sporting Goods 3 to 4 times a week. And they have not sponsored me yet, so call me. Because I have 6 boys and only 1 girl. Yeah.
Oh.
So I would say the
God.
sports is really expensive, and then the snacks are really expensive.
God.
Yeah. And they just go in and out of the pantry like it's nobody's business.
Yeah,
So.
I felt so sorry for my mom because she had 2 boys, and we would have so much food. I can't imagine 6.
No, like, you know what it's like to be a boy going
Well.
through puberty and you're just eating 12 pizzas to yourself, right? Like, it's
insane.
Yeah. And so, like, the boys in the house will eat.
So you got like, do you ever be like, hey guys,
I'll lock the pantry.
do you have a lock on it?
I have to. Like, come on, bro. You just ate a meal, a dessert, and 3 snacks, and you're saying you're still hungry? Save some for the rest of your siblings.
Okay, that's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the toddlers need to eat mini muffins too.
Yeah, guys, stop being selfish.
I really don't lock them out of the pantry.
Don't
crucify
honestly,
me, please.
I would get it. I'd be like, fuck it out.
On.
Guys, relax.
Yeah.
What do they all want to do? Are they all like got different goals for when they grow up?
Yeah, big goal. Very different. So my oldest is into like theater, acting. He's fluent in ASL, American Sign Language. So he wants to do like interpreting in a healthcare setting. And so that's he's a better human than any of us.
That's
like,
the
truly.
greatest human of all time.
Yeah. Big, just great kid. And then my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th sons are big sports guys. Like they want to do sports. And then my 3 toddlers, obviously not old enough to decide, but
Well, tell them to hurry up.
Yeah. They need to decide right now.
Hey, the others got to figure it out.
Somebody's got to be a millionaire because they need to pay my bills after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get them in the NFL or
Yeah.
something. What's paying good these days?
I mean, unfortunately for them, the gene pool wasn't great for them. Like,
okay.
I'm the linebacker. Their dads are kind of small, on the smaller end, like the smaller side.
Okay.
So they're probably not going to have any chances in the NFL, but
You never know.
they could be water boy.
There's money there.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
the
sure.
coach.
Not me ripping them to shreds.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry. It's all jokes.
No, say something nice.
Thank you for the children. Thank you for the children.
None of them want to do TV stuff?
Yeah, 2 of them do.
Okay, 2.
Yeah, my
but
first.
Like serious.
Yeah, no, my first and my 3rd sons, they like, I believe them. When they say they're going to be actors and comedians, I believe them.
You're
I
so
do.
funny.
I do.
Oh, okay. We have to be serious now.
Okay, fine.
I want to talk about your PCOS.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
PCOS?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah. PCOS. PCOS. Yeah.
PCOS journey? You've been very open about it.
Yeah.
How did that diagnosis change your perspective on your body?
I always knew I was masculine. No, I'm just kidding. I do have high testosterone. That's how I found out. And also really heavy periods, irregular periods, multiple miscarriages. And so just learning that I had PCOS, I was like, okay, this is comforting to know that there's a reason why this is happening to me.
Yeah.
But it's been really difficult in terms of like my weight fluctuating, especially being in the public eye, because as you know, people will rip you to shreds if your hair is out of place. So let your weight fluctuate just a little bit, and now I'm too fat, and then I lose weight or I go get surgery and now I'm too skinny. And so like it has been challenging in that way, but I'm on, I do the best I can with PCOS.
What was the hardest thing about opening up about that too and telling people? Because I think that must have been kind of scary.
It kind of feels like it's an excuse because I have a hard time losing weight when I work out and stuff like that. So it kind of would feel like I'd get on my podcast and talk about it, and it just felt like I was making excuses for why I couldn't lose weight. And I feel like so often people are like, oh, like you're just not doing this hard enough, or you don't want it bad enough, or you're not going to the gym enough. So it like nothing was ever enough. So it just felt like another excuse for like why certain things were the way they were.
But people are always going to be sassy.
Yeah.
They're always going to be little fuckers.
For sure. Little fuckers. I love it.
Yeah. That's not very nice.
No, it's not. It sucks. But I'm
sure you helped a lot of people on the
I
other
hope
hand.
so. Yeah. I mean, like you have to advocate for yourself. My doctor was like, you do not fit the typical profile for PCOS. So that was frustrating. But I was like, no, there's no reason. I'm wearing diapers in public because my periods are so heavy and irregular. Like nobody should be doing that. So I fought him and I'm like, okay, then put it in my chart that you won't test me because I'm the one paying for this test. Like, why are you giving me such a hard time to just test me for something? And so then when we got the results and he came back to me, he was like, you were right and I'm sorry. He apologized.
He came back and said, you're going to die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Imagine. You're going to die. You have PCOS.
Yeah. Wow. What an asshole.
Yeah. No, but he's great though.
We love him?
Yeah, we do love him.
Okay,
we do.
so
He apologized to me, which I respected because I feel like a lot of times especially when males are wrong, they have a hard time admitting it.
Well.
Some males. So it was comforting to know that, he felt bad for not wanting to test me.
Yeah, why was he being so serious about it?
I don't know. because I didn't fit the typical presentation for it, you know? So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you feel more comfortable sharing in front of a camera or to your friends? Because I always find like this is just so much easier.
Honestly, it's easier to share to strangers when people like the directors of my kids' private school said they were going to come to one of my live shows. And I was like, ooh, like, do you know what I do for, like, I talk about sex, I talk about pooping myself, I talk about all kinds of things.
Oh, you
like,
shit yourself?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
I almost did yesterday, but
fair
yeah,
enough.
but I found some random guy sitting outside, and I was like, hey, can I use your bathroom? And he was like, yeah. So that worked out for me.
Okay.
But so I was like, I don't know that like the directors of my kids' school should see me perform live.
When was the last time you shit yourself?
Maybe like a month ago.
Oh, okay. Is it just like for fun? You're like, I'm gonna.
No, it's an accident every time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not something I'm proud of, but like we're working on it, you know?
Okay. Yeah, we can always improve.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because sometimes I've trusted a fart and it's like, oh, that's got a little bit of extra sauce on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Your listeners are going to not ever appreciate this. I'm so sorry that I've brought this chaos to you.
This is yeah, you've actually really brought a weird side out of me.
I'm so
It's your fault. Yeah, I shouldn't stick to the questions, huh? You've known for your tattoos, but you've recently developed a phobia of needles.
Yeah, I don't like needles. Isn't that crazy? But like I
Whoa.
have, hold on, I'll show you.
Okay. Whoa.
Like,
Wow.
but like I
How did?
I don't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, you're running out of space.
Yeah, I might do laser and start over.
Yeah, I was like, where do you go?
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm not into needles. I don't like getting blood work done. I don't like epidurals. Like, that's not really my vibe.
So when did the phobia begin?
Maybe after 3 kids.
Okay, but you already had your sleeves in?
Yeah.
Wow.
But then I can still get tattooed a little bit, but I just prefer not to. Like, it hurts. It takes a lot of time. And getting my blood drawn is like a whole other, like, do not poke me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think one of our, again, shameless plug to the last episode, TJ, he has a massive phobia of needles.
Okay.
And he has this thing, it's called Rhythm Health. Guys, sponsor us. They put it on their arm and you just hit a button and it like draws your blood.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, can they sponsor me too?
They're not even sponsoring us, but if
Oh,
they
I
would
thought
love
you said
to.
they sponsored you.
No, they should.
They should.
And they should do you too.
For sure.
Guys, give us money. And
Give
help
us money.
her. She's struggling.
We have 7 kids. I'm struggling, obviously.
She's struggling with needles too. This is tough out here.
We're doing the best we can.
Wait, would you let your kids get tattoos or no?
Yeah, I don't think they will. They don't give tattoo vibes.
They're cool.
No. And they, like, all of us, I think, are mostly tattooed except for one of the dads. And I just don't think my kids are like into the tattoo vibes. Like, they don't care.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you look at tattoos differently now?
So much differently.
Okay.
Like, I think growing up, I kind of just took what people said about them and it was like, trashy people get tattoos, right? But like now I feel like it's more of like an expression. And also I've seen lawyers with tattoos. I've seen doctors with tattoos. And so like, just because you have tattoos doesn't mean you're any more or less ignorant than the next person. So
yeah,
I don't care.
We're all sausages.
Yeah, we're also the fact that you called somebody a sauce. I'm going home and saying sausages forever.
It's so good. It's universal,
It's
and
universal.
no one knows what it means.
Well, I'm going to tell my kids because they fry me up. They humble me every day. So I'm going to be like, you're a sausage, and they're not going to understand. But it's like
their brain is gonna do a backflip.
Yeah,
like what does
it's
that
fine.
mean? Is mom angry at me? Is
No,
she
you're a
happy?
sausage.
Yeah, you're a sausage. No, it's actually quite common in Australia.
I love
Everyone has tattoos.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like even
sleeves.
professional.
Well, like where I grew up, I was gonna get a sleeve, like
Right.
everyone, and then I got a little one. I'm like, oh, I'm actually a pussy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They hurt. They fucking hurt. But you can numb, or I mean, I think rappers are like getting put to sleep for them now.
I did see that.
But that's a little sketch for me. So.
You don't like that?
Like it sounds good, but no. You know?
You wouldn't. So you're not gonna get any more. There's no more iron off.
I'm not gonna say never, because then
Okay.
someone will come back and they'll send me this podcast in 10 years and be like, you said you weren't gonna do this and then you did. So I'm just gonna say,
We got to make more statements so that people can be like, she's a liar.
yeah.
That's
Exactly that.
I make so many statements. I'm like, this is gonna ruin my life.
I change my mind like I change my underwear. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
just not. I
well,
mean,
it's quite
when you're
often,
shitting
huh?
yourself, you have to change them regularly.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about business. There's just so many.
I think I'm going to take up stand-up comedy next.
I think you should do that.
I don't think people will laugh.
I think people will be interested, for sure.
That's not the same.
Well,
Harry, that is not the same.
As long as there's a crowd there.
Yeah, I guess.
And the seats are sold.
Yeah, it's either that or I'm going to get on SoundCloud.
Let's stick with the stand-up.
Okay. All right, cool.
Why would you get on SoundCloud?
I just want to see what I can do, what I'm capable of.
I think you've done enough.
I think you've done enough.
Yeah, I think your capabilities are pretty maxed out.
Okay, fine.
You're doing it all. You're doing it all.
Fine.
Okay, so you actually had a podcast with the wife of your ex.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about?
She called me and was like, let's do a podcast. And I was
Okay,
like, okay, cool. We were going to talk about our co-parenting journey and hope that it was going to help other people. And then I was showing up every week talking about our co-parenting or trying to, and she wouldn't talk about it. So it was like, what is the purpose here? Because I thought we were signing up to do co-parenting conversations about how because we started off hating each other and then we grew a friendship. And so I was like, we have to talk about this journey. And like, if that's what the premise of this entire podcast is, and let's do it. But it was 50% showing up to talk about it and 50% not willing to talk about it at all. So it was really, really frustrating.
Was she ever on camera, or was this like her first time?
No. She did a little bit of Teen Mom when we filmed Teen Mom. And so she wasn't like new around the cameras or anything like that.
Yeah, because sometimes people freeze up. But
and I get that, but it wasn't that. It was more like she liked her privacy, which is fine. Like you
don't do a podcast.
Right. And so then I had a lot of resentment because it was like, okay, and now I'm starting to see we don't actually co-parent at all. Like I don't co-parent with you and you don't actually do anything for my son. So like that also was something that I was holding on to a lot of like resentment. And so it was like, I'm showing up every week for this podcast and then it's not really what we started doing. Do you know what I mean?
Did it get to a point where it just exploded?
Yeah. There was a huge fallout, and I sent her a really, really long email that detailed all of my feelings, and I just felt really taken advantage of because I also gave her 50%. So I'm giving you 50% of something that you're not giving 50% to, and then both publicly and privately. And so it was one of those things where it was like, this cannot continue. And, there were some other personal things in there that don't have anything to do with, my son or his dad, but just more personal things. And I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Yeah.
How did you get the hump to become friends and then started a podcast? Because starting a podcast to actually like have to work with someone is also another conscious decision.
Well, so, and then my first podcast that I was telling you about with Lindsay, we talk about co-parenting. And so she kind of was upset because she's like, okay, we've started podcasting in the infancy of podcasting. And so we've built this incredible audience and community. And now this other woman gets to come in and basically rip and benefit from what we built. And she didn't essentially like pay her dues to the podcast space. And so she's ripping off the audience that her and I built. And so she was getting frustrated at the situation too. And so it was just one of those things that I felt like it was best for us to go our separate ways. And, we haven't talked since.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the point where you realized that you guys weren't co-parenting at all and that shit was hitting the fan?
I think my eyes started to really open early 2024. So by October 2024, we were done.
Wow.
Yeah.
And would you ever be friends again, or?
No.
Wow. It was that bad?
I mean, I will be cordial in public or for my son's sake. But they don't really have a relationship either. So for me, it's like,
that's weird. Yeah.
It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where like, I wish her the best, but I don't need to be friends or friendly with you. It's like, I don't wish any ill will, but I just don't want to continue. Like, I don't want to fake a friendship. I don't want to pretend to be friends. I don't want to do any of that.
Okay, so now moving forward, when we start a business or do anything like that, what are you looking for? Because my dad, he would always say, never get into business with your friends. That's what he always tell me. He's like, you got to ruin the friendship. What's your mentality, especially for young women that want to start a business or a podcast with their friend? How would you go about that?
It's hard because my entire public life and how I make my money is my business is my personal life. Like how I make money is my personal life. So if I can hire a friend, I'm going to hire a friend. And so
I'm available. I have a price.
And so it's just one of those things where it's like, to each their own. I feel like I do have a lot of really good working relationships with my friends. And that I think was just kind of an anomaly of a situation. I would still hire my friends because I want when I make it to the top, I want everyone to make it to the top with me. We don't have to sit at the same table, but I want to bring everyone up with me. And if I can help someone that I know, why wouldn't I? Yeah. And so it's just one of those things where you have to find like a really healthy balance between, okay, are we going to be friends after 5 where it's like we're done talking about work after 5 o'clock? Or are you going to have boundaries around that? Are you not talking about work after 5? Do you know what I mean? So it's like...
Yeah, did you set boundaries early on with that? Or
no.
You just like...
Now I feel like, you know, one of my girlfriends is here. We have a podcast together, and she said that. She was like, you know, it's really nice to kind of be out of Delaware and filming out here because we're not talking about work after work, and it's really nice.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think just finding that balance, if you do go into business with friends or family, like just finding a healthier balance, because it's way easier said than done for sure.
But also to have content, like how do you like go and like live life and then like come back and have it for, like how do you have so much to talk about?
That's a good question.
Yeah, what's going on?
That's it. Well, so
I guess 7 kids, there's always a new story.
Yeah, and like so my first podcast, I actually signed that podcast contract without ever having met Lindsay in person. We started talking on Twitter. And so we kind of developed our friendship after we signed business contracts, and that's really cool. She also lives in a different state. So when we get together, it's way easier to talk about things because we're coming from 2 different states, or, you know, I just got back from Atlanta, so I was with her in Atlanta and I got to see like where she lives and, you know, kind of how that goes. And then my friend that's on Karma and Chaos, she lives in New Jersey. So it's like there's always stuff to talk about.
You don't make it easy for yourself.
No, but
like,
you know what?
Everyone's everywhere.
What's the saying? It's like nothing good is ever easy, something like that.
Yeah, but you can make it a bit easier.
Maybe.
Let's 3D print you guys a massive house together.
I'm down.
With like
we could have a compound.
Yeah.
Yeah, call Nick.
Well, okay. I want to do a rapid fire segment. What's your go-to coffee order?
All of them. All of the coffee shop. I also like to drink energy drinks on top of that and also take my Adderall. So I'm a big caffeinated
So
girl.
we're just constantly like redlining.
Just
like,
keep
just
compounding.
Constantly on.
Yeah, for sure. But it like doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? I'm always medicated.
I'm going to try that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had a coffee and a Celsius today. I'm going to get some Adderall. You've got me. You know what?
I have some in my bag.
No wonder why you're so fucking successful.
It's like this keeps me going.
Yeah, you have so many hours in the day because you don't sleep. Okay. Okay, you said you won't eat chicken off the bone. Do you have any other food icks?
I don't eat lettuce, so I'm not a salad girly, as you can tell. I'm a big carbs girly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your pet peeve?
When people so if you're in a bathroom of any kind, public, home, whatever, I have 2, and they're both related to the bathroom. Stop shitting in the powder room on the main floor. When you go to somebody's house, do not shit in their powder room. Why are you doing that? Go ask them to use an upstairs bathroom or a private bathroom. You don't shit in the powder room. That's number 1. Number 2, am I wrong? Because like
I don't know where a powder room is.
A powder room is like if maybe you have one in your house where it's like a half bath. There's no shower in there, and it's like what the guests use when they come visit and they're hanging out.
So don't shit in that.
No. Go to the either the master, like the primary suite, or upstairs in a bathroom. I also have a bathroom outside on my porch.
Shit out there.
So I shit out there because I'm like, nobody needs to come find me. My second one is the toilet paper. And this is a boy thing. It has to be a boy thing. We're at home. Why are you finishing the toilet paper and you're getting another roll and you're sitting it on top of the roll holder? Like, why are we not changing it out?
Yeah, that never made sense to me.
You're pissing me off.
Yeah.
You're pissing me off.
Okay.
It's
literally you just move it and then.
I do it in public. Like, no, this is not my house, but I'll replace the toilet roll. Do you know what I mean? Like toilet paper.
You're just a good person.
I try.
Is there a TV show you're currently binging?
Well, I just watched the one about the mafia. It's like on Netflix, and it was like talking about all the mafia families in Philadelphia.
Wow.
I just finished that. It was really fascinating.
Is it good?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was like, low key want to be one.
You're doing enough.
Okay. No. Was it Mob War? I think it is Mob War.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need to join the mafia.
It was so cool though. Is it still going? Do you know what I mean?
The mafia? For sure.
You think?
People are definitely in the mafia.
Okay. Well, sign me up.
No, you need to stop.
Nobody would suspect me.
You're building an army of children, so I think they would. She's building her own mafia over here. Yeah. Like, they're all going to come. And they're all really nice kids. What age did you get your driver's license?
17.
Okay. Is that normal here?
No, I think it's 16, but I was pregnant. I was busy with other things, drive. Obviously. Yeah. So.
What is something you're strict on as a mom?
The kids don't get iPads. Most of them do not have phones. I'm not doing that whole thing. I don't care if you're watching TV, but you're not getting on the iPads. And my younger kids do not have like gaming systems.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with the meltdowns of coming off of electronics. So my oldest two have PlayStation. They're 16 and 12. My other ones do not.
Okay.
No iPads, no phones, no nothing.
When did you make that decision, or it's always been like that?
No, it hasn't. We went to Mexico in 2018. I brought my 3 kids, got them iPads. I got home from Mexico, let the iPads die, and we never pulled them out again. And I took them to Apple, traded them in for cash, and we never did the iPads thing again.
Because it was that.
I don't want to do the meltdowns are crazy. It's just one of those things where it's like, go outside, touch grass, go find something productive to do, go fight with your brothers. I don't care, but we're not doing these meltdowns over electronics.
Okay.
So.
Damn, I need that. I need you to come take my phone off. No, I have a meltdown. What was your most prized possession as a 90s kid?
Ooh. Probably the Tamagotchi Gigapet
they were
situation.
Cool.
Yeah, but my mom put them in the freezer. They wouldn't. I guess I didn't take care of them or something. No, she wanted them to stop making noise.
Oh, okay.
So I woke up one morning and she pulled them out of the freezer and they were done.
And they were dead?
Yeah.
I used to have, was it DLS? I used to have those on the bus.
Oh, I remember. I saved up so much change because I thought I was going to get a Game Boy and I never got one.
Yeah, Game Boy.
I never had enough.
Damn.
Yeah.
Those things got expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you probably answered this one. Do your kids have phones?
My older 2 have phones, but the rest of them don't.
Who is your dream guest on Barely Famous?
Post Malone.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
What would you ask him?
Cool. Honestly, I wouldn't really ask him about his music because we all, we know his music and love his music, but I kind of want to know about him as a person because he's kind of private about most of his stuff, but I feel like he's probably more business savvy than anyone's willing to give credit for, and I would love to just pick his brain about that.
Yeah, he'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Is farting in front of your friend ever okay? I mean, farting in front of your partner ever okay?
Fighting in front of my
Farting.
Partner. Farting. No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a fart just slipped out on accident.
Just now?
No. Oh my gosh. No, in the
I was
shower.
like, girl, we need to get a cork in there. Try butt plugs or something. Like, what's going on?
So I've been with my boyfriend for a year, and I was in the shower, and one accidentally slipped out, and I was humiliated.
Why?
I don't know. It was just like, I'm an open book, but
funny.
not about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just farted. And he was like, okay. And it was so embarrassing.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Bummer.
Oh, well. Who cares?
It's fine.
What's your current screen time on your phone?
How do I look?
8? Oh, mine's 10:43. It's up 14% from last week. On Wednesday, I was on my phone for 14 hours.
Wait, what is yours?
On Wednesday, it was 14 hours.
You were on your phone for 14 hours?
I was busy.
My daily average is 6 hours.
10:43.
10:43. What the fuck?
I don't have kids.
What do you do on there?
I don't know. Everything, I guess.
My daily average is 6 hours.
Yeah, last week I was on TikTok for 23 hours and 54 minutes.
I kind of love that though.
Instagram for 12 hours. WhatsApp for 6. Messages for 4.
Oh, I forget. WhatsApp, I feel like because your family is in another country, it probably makes it so much easier.
No, I don't talk to those motherfuckers.
Oh.
I don't talk
You're
to them.
Fuck no.
No, I was like me and my mum every now and then my 2 sisters.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Are they, what's the age gap?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah,
and you're really close
my
with
mum
them?
is in her 60s.
I'm not talking about your mom. Are they her kids also?
No.
Are you the only one between both of your parents?
No, me and my brother.
Okay.
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
not close with brother.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing
How
his
tall
thing.
are your parents?
My mom's 6 foot. My dad was 6'3". So
Okay, so because you're really tall,
there.
and I
Yeah.
didn't realize how tall you were.
I just kept growing.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah, but my sister's a little bit shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. But
and
they're in their 40s.
Oh, so they're older. How old are you?
28.
Okay, so they're
Yeah.
a lot older than you, but you're really close with them.
Actually, no, they're not. They're not in their 40s. They're 21 years old.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah. Sorry, they're gonna kill me. No, they're the best. They're like my best friends.
I love that.
Yeah.
I hope my kids have that with each other when they're adults.
I think so. There's enough of them. They're gonna like one of
I
them.
hope so.
Yeah, they're gonna like one of them.
I hope so.
Fuck. What is the one place you're dying to take all 7 kids on vacation?
Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Farrah was just there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you want to go there?
my oldest and I share a fascination of like the pyramids and the mummies and mummification and just like the pharaohs and all the things. So that's like number one on a bucket list.
Have you got a theory on how they made the pyramids?
I don't have a theory. I'm like still so conflicted on that. I'm so fascinated by it. But they did just find, I believe they just found Cleopatra's, what is it called? Not her tomb. Yeah,
Vibrator?
like her tomb.
Oh.
Yeah, vibrator for sure.
Well, no, she invented the vibrator.
Oh, well, do you know they used to put snakes up there?
I didn't know that one.
And they would like squirm out, and that would be like a way to get.
I think I've seen a video of that.
Okay. Like a modern one?
No,
We're gonna get canceled.
So many times.
Okay,
it
fine.
happens.
Okay,
it's part of
as
the
long
job.
as you know. As long as you know.
No, I don't think Cleopatra's gotta fucking rise up and be like, "Don't talk about my snake pussy." like that's not gonna happen. No, but this is a real fact, and you can fact check this shit.
I'm so nervous about what you're about to say.
No, they put bees in a tube. And
I did know that.
See?
The bees in the tube, and then that was the vibrator. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I actually knew that. That is insane, though. Like, women are so smart. We're so creative.
Smartest people of all time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. What is the one meal you cook that even the pickiest out of all 7 will eat?
Cream cheese spaghetti.
Wow.
It sounds disgusting, but it's incredible.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah. I'll make it for you next time I'm in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cream cheese and spaghetti?
So you like coat the noodles. You basically make the spaghetti as you normally would, but you coat them with a little bit of cream cheese.
Okay.
And then you put it in like an aluminum pan and then sprinkle the sauce and the meat and the cheese over top. But it's the coating in cream cheese that makes it spectacular.
How did you figure that out?
Somebody made it for me one time. I think I had just given birth or something, and it was like a meal delivery from one of the military wives. And so ever since then, I made it my own, and now we do it.
Shout out to her.
Yeah. I'm not friends anymore, but it's fine.
Thanks. Thanks to cream cheese. What's one thing you want to be remembered for that has nothing to do with TV?
Resilience, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to fight my way through anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can feel that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Final 4 questions.
Yeah.
And then we'll get you out of here.
Okay.
If you were casting a reality TV villain, which celebrity or which one of your former castmates is the first person you'd call?
I feel like I've always gotten the villain edit, but I would say for the villain, we'll go Janelle or Farrah.
Okay. That's good.
I feel like that's self-explanatory for sure.
Yeah.
Would you ever have Janelle on your podcast?
I don't know. Would we? Do we want that? Should we?
No.
Okay. No, we won't.
No.
Cool. Can't even say a name. Janelle. Who are the 4 people on your Mount Rushmore of reality TV?
Obviously me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can put yourself.
Who paved the way?
Or
Obviously
just like number 1. I don't know.
the Kardashians,
Yeah, true.
for sure, right?
Yeah.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey
Oh my
Shore
God,
is a big
Jersey
one.
Shore paved the way. Some of the teen moms have done
You
wonders
guys-
on
you've done
reality
it,
TV.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna go. Chrisley Knows Best.
Who is that?
They were on USA, and they have like the first, to my knowledge, don't quote me on this, docu-comedy where it's like more of a reality show, but it's based in comedy versus like
Interesting.
it's more surface level versus like in depth like Teen Mom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like you guys are like New York, they're LA, very surface level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
What is the most fake thing about reality TV that viewers think is 100% real?
Wow. Well, my contracts always say like we can edit this to twist it however makes sense to the audience. So I would say the storylines typically in my experience are true, but maybe how it happened isn't necessarily how it went down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like
I agree.
we would have talked about this, but maybe not in that setting, or and they think that is like Bible. You know what I mean?
The interesting one I've seen, they've AI, like sometimes they've AI'd my voice. Like there was, and I don't care about saying this. When I was on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I saw a rough cut of it, and I was like, I never fucking said that. Like they never put it in. Thankfully, they never put it in. But there was something that was so clearly AI'd my voice that I was like, yo, that's
terrifying.
I'm like, but
no, that's scary.
But make it crazier. Like say something that will.
But
that
like,
sounds like
yeah,
me.
make it worth it. Like make
Yeah.
it worth it, kind of deal.
Yeah, it was like real fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm kind of curious as where the fuck we're gonna go after this.
Yeah, like where do we go from here?
Yeah, because like I'm gonna see myself doing crazy shit. Like I was pretty drunk, I don't remember that, but it's just AI me doing something silly.
But then like, what if they do something that we can get canceled?
As long as people are watching, thumbs up in my book.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
As long as no one gets hurt and it's, whatever.
Fuck it.
Last question.
Okay.
What is the most unhinged thing you've seen a castmate do just to get more screen time?
Backdoor porn.
Mm.
And then saying, no, that was my boyfriend. No, it literally wasn't.
Yep.
It was literally a porn star, like a famous one.
Yeah.
Just for view. I don't know. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's probably it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's like, I didn't expect that answer, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? No one's ever said that.
Okay.
No, that's a first. So anyway, is there...
I hope you'll bring me back.
Never. No, you've been honestly a pleasant surprise.
Okay.
This has been really good.
Okay.
Anything you want to plug?
My podcast, you can listen to them on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your pods, and go get tour tickets at KailLowry.com.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Guys, if you did enjoy today's episode, please give us 5 stars, and we will see you again next week.
See
Thank
ya.
you so much.
Thank you, guys.